had graduated from a top school for models, and they each reaped the rewards of their exciting careers. But I took them away from all that, and now they work for me.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. Well, Jason, come see right here if you can maybe mess with this headphone. I don't know if something's disconnected. Yeah. That, no. Any all those levels were well, actually something just happened there for a second. It seemed like I've got a bad connection. No, I think it's that. No, no, that's fine. That's something else. Huh. Wonder if I got disconnected. Anyway, Corey Johnson with you on a wide open Wednesday edition of the program. I'm fired up. In about 15 minutes, another edition of Hilyer and Henican. Yeah, you right. We're going to have right-leaning Quin Hilyer joining us, left-leaning Ellis Henican joining us on the program. I love getting those guys on the show. Really tough to beat having those guys on the program. Besides national pundits, one conservative, one liberal, both are thoughtful, listen to the other side. I'd say about 90% of the time, as you're soon going to find out, they disagree. But I love getting these guys on the program because they're thoughtful, they're reasonable, they're smart. And another thing, they're local. Both guys born and raised in New Orleans. Wow, that just popped in all of a sudden. So weird. Born and raised in New Orleans. And guys that pretty much have never come back, not like against the city. Quinn's was on the Beltway in D.C. for years at a time, and Ellis has been in New York pretty much since he left New Orleans. Both guys are around 60, so for the last 40-something years, they've been outside of New Orleans, but their first 20 years of their life, born and raised in the Crescent City. So they get New Orleans. They know New Orleans. Both might still actually have apartments in the city. Both might actually have apartments in the city. That in about 15 minutes, since I can't tell Quinn that actually, Jason. That's what I was just saying on a wide open Wednesday edition of the program. No, I like having the guys on because they get it. They know what's going on as far as national politics, and they're total pros. They get us. They know how we think. They get the national level. Anyway, Quin Hilyer, Ellis Henican in just a few minutes. Corey Johnson with you, wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Thanks so much for joining us. I love Wide Open Wednesday, where you're the show producer. Whatever you'd like to discuss, maybe something that isn't being discussed enough, something that maybe is just being discussed a little bit, or something that folks are talking about and have the totally wrong angle. Wide Open Wednesday, you're the show producer. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. This is crazy about New Orleans when it comes to crime. About 3 o'clock in the morning Sunday, 2:56, something like that. Excuse me, Monday. Late Sunday night, early Sunday morning. Wow. Now I hear perfectly. You kidding me? Wow. Anyway. Let me go to Jay in New Orleans while we got him on the line and my headphones are working. Jay, fighting through some technical issues. How are you?
Doing well, Corey. I wanted to quickly just talk about LaToya. I know last week we talked a little bit about it, but I'm still just blown away with how, the issue at hand, dealing with so many of the police leaving the force, and yet she's wanting to really throw it back at the media and say, everybody in the media has been negative, and not supporting her and not supporting the police, and just big smoke screen.
No, Jay, she threw out the, kind of ripping the citizens, ripping the politicians, and then the media. And the reason we know about all of this, Jay, is because of the media. No, the mayor needs to take responsibility herself. This isn't made up. It's not people on the attack. That comes with the job when you're mayor. You could be the perfect mayor doing a great job and someone's not going to like it. I mean, Buddy D told me a long time ago, and this is in media, not politics, and some politicians probably would like this as well. It doesn't matter if they're talking good or bad about you, just as long as they're talking about you. It comes with the territory. She's mayor. There are going to be some people that love her. There are going to be some people that don't, Jay. It's as simple as that.
Well, I look at certainly the leadership, and part of being a leader is communicating, being the biggest cheerleader.
Yep.
And if you've got an issue taking place at the present time, one would think that she should be literally day in, day out communicating, being a soundboard, being out there recruiting, saying, "Hey, come work for the police."
Oh no, Jay, you're right, and not those European junkets either. Not those European junkets. Jay in New Orleans, thanks so much for the phone call. No, she's not. We've got tourism arm. We don't need her doing that. No, you're right. This is a job that's a full time. It's like I'm not going to say it's Bush post 9/11, but New Orleans is at a critical juncture right now, especially with crime. We're losing big time against other cities in other parts of, what we do, economy and the like. So, yeah, mayor needs to be here, boots on the ground, busting her tail. Hey, right-leaning Quin Hilyer joins us on the program again. How are you, Quin?
I'm doing okay, Corey. How about you?
Good, man. Banging through some technical issues. Ellis Henican's with us, left-leaning Ellis Henican. Ellis, what's up?
I have a couple of extra hours this week. You want me to step in as mayor?
Yes, that would be fantastic. We could use
it. All takes a couple hours, 2-3 hours, right?
Quin, that would be a reversal junket. Ellis would be coming to New Orleans instead of the mayor going to New York.
That would be very good. I don't necessarily agree with many of Ellis's politics, but I'd take him as mayor right now over her any day.
No doubt.
That is a low bar we're working with, right?
Boy, I sometimes I think like a cinder block might be able to do a better job. The city of New Orleans compared to a lot of places, I don't know for even in neutral. Sometimes I think we're backing the car into the mud and just spinning the tires, burning fuel, got to change the oil, get new tires, but we're going nowhere, just splattering the wall behind us.
Not just mud, you backed it into one of New Orleans' infamous potholes.
Hey, Ellis, let me ask Quin this. Mobile, Alabama might be moving into the future. Dare I say it? A $1 billion suspension bridge over the Mobile River and another $1 billion plus to build a new Jubilee Parkway to the Eastern Shore, moving into the 21st century, Mobile, Alabama. Maybe.
Well, it's about time. When I moved to Mobile for the first time in 1998, they were already finishing an environmental impact statement for such a project. Here we are 24 years later, and they're finally starting to approve the actual bridge. That is a sign of just how horrific and inefficient bureaucracy is in this country.
I keep up on.
Here's what I wonder, though. I mean, listen. Obviously, it does seem like they need a bridge there, and I certainly bow to Quin on all matters related to Mobile. But is that just going to give people from New Orleans a way to fly past Alabama more quickly on their way to the Panhandle of Florida?
Well, it might actually mean that yes, if they want to fly by, they can. It also means that they're not going to be in such a bad mood when they get stuck for 3 hours behind a tunnel, so that they can choose to stop in Mobile rather than say, I better not get off now, because if I do, I'll never get back on, and plus I'm already 3 hours behind.
Would push the thing over the top, guys. the 600 AM signal that goes from Baton Rouge to Pensacola, Florida, carrying my program, you can't get it in the tunnel. It's AM. So once folks knew that, they're like, damn, we got to build this bridge so we don't lose Corey's program for that 30 seconds.
Exactly, Corey. Exactly. And
Especially when Ellis and
that was
Quin
the
are on,
argument
right?
I took to them, you know?
Yep. We don't want to lose an edition of Hilyer and Henican is what they're thinking. By the way, we crank it up with those guys next.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. No AC.com, no blue socks. No AC.com, no blue socks.
The Port of New Orleans Napoleon Terminal is nearly doubling in size, with 4 new gantry cranes being installed and over $100 million being invested. That means lots of new jobs, port traffic, and tax dollars for the city. The Port of New Orleans, your port.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
This is what Drew Brees thinks about Super Discount Store in Chalmette. Actually, Brees doesn't think at all about Super Discount Store, but they do have the lowest prices allowed by Louisiana law for beer, alcohol, and wine. Super Discount Store in Chalmette. Super Discount Store!
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center. It's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anyway. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, the premier day spa experience, now with 4 area locations. Canal at Carrollton, on the North Shore in Slidell, in Baton Rouge by the Mall of Louisiana, and now in Metairie, West Esplanade at Transcontinental. The Woodhouse Day Spa.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full of part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
When you think of Fury's Restaurant in Metairie, you think about fresh local fish like flounder, snapper, and speckled trout, fried, broiled, or grilled. Fury's Restaurant in Metairie.
For home surveillance, it's Tommy's Lock and Alarms, with high-definition night vision surveillance systems, letting you see what's going on. Home surveillance that's smart, safe, secure. Tommy's Lock and Alarms. Google them.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. An email from Juiced Up Jimmy. By the way, It's another edition of Hilyer and Henican. Quin Hilyer's with us, Ellis Henican. Got an email, guys, before we get into this. You can email us, by the way, at Corey@CoreyTalks.com. Dude, this is from a guy, Juiced Up Jimmy is his name, in Lafayette. Like, admits he's on steroids, sends photos of me on TV from his den. It's very strange. Dude, Henican and phony Rhino. You asked about Trump raid yet? Which, of course, I'm gonna. Phony Rhino, wouldn't that make you a really, really, really hardcore conservative, Quinn? You're a phony Rhino, not a real Rhino. I think that's like a faux diamond. I don't know what he's saying.
He is saying that I'm both a phony and a Rhino, and of course I am neither. Of course, I must to say that the very appellation Rhino by now is so hackneyed, it's so trite, it's so idiotic that it really needs to be retired. I mean, come on. Can't you be a little more original than that, dude?
You know what's interesting? And let me share a personal experience, if I can, that I think Quinn reflects on this. In the 13 years I spent on the Fox News channel, by and large, the viewers were real nice, right? When I'd run into them on the street, they were friendly and nice, because I think they never expected me to agree with them. But if a conservative is 10% off or veers just a little bit from whatever the other conservatives think, boy, they're mean, they're horrible. And I think, Quinn, you get some of that, don't you, from some of those MAGA folks who say, Quinn, he's not 100% with us on all this. And so that makes you the devil. And I'm 10 times worse, but somehow they don't mind it from me.
Oh, man. You're not only right, you are super right on that. I mean, you should. I get called a traitor. Today. I'm on this email list of conservatives that for the first time in about a year I bothered commenting on, and immediately I got called Quisling Quinn. These people are cultists, and they're nuts. Look, just for listeners that don't know me, I've been a Reaganite since 1976. I was a Reagan appointee to the Veterans Administration. I've been a conservative columnist, winning awards from conservative organizations for 35 years, and somebody's going to turn around and call me a Quisling or a Rhino is absurd.
I always say cut out of the Ronald Reagan, Jack Kemp mold. Real quick, before we get into it, Quinn, what do you think of Liz Cheney?
Well, I just had a column that came out about an hour and 15 minutes ago called "The Conservative Case in Favor of Liz Cheney is Overwhelming." She is a heroine for our times. She, for anybody who is a conservative, who is decent and cares about integrity, you look at her voting record. She's got a nearly perfect conservative voting record. She's been an effective spokesman for conservatism. And now, because she is standing on principle, you want to treat her like she is, worse than the devil incarnate. That's crazy. This lady has put her entire career at risk, not for any advantage to herself. She gets nothing out of it. She's put her entire career at risk because she actually deeply believes in the principle that she's standing up for, which is that the Constitution should reign supreme, that our system should have an orderly transition of power, and that you shouldn't have mobs of people raiding and having an insurrection at the U.S. Capitol building.
Ellis, this election in Wyoming is going to be very telling, not for only Liz Cheney, but the overall picture, what we've just been talking about.
No, I think she's a dead woman walking. From everything I can see, and I'm no expert on Wyoming politics, but I think it's a tough sell. I mean, I'm persuaded thoroughly by Quin's argument, but that's not where the party is now. I mean, it's not Liz Cheney's party anymore, and for the moment, it's not Quin's party. I mean, you guys are to some extent shining a light in the darkness, and the inner party polls are all against you, I'm afraid.
No, I agree with everything. Quinn, I think Ellis is right on the money on everything he just said. I just don't count Liz Cheney out. Maybe I'm naive. Maybe I have too much hope on what you stand for with the conservatives or the Republican Party, but I'm not counting Liz Cheney out right now in this race.
Even I am almost counting her out in this particular race. I'm hoping she can make a comeback somewhere, somehow, sometime. But the polls look very, very bad for her. The Trump cult is strong, and it really is a cult. Look, when the president of the United States knows that a partly armed mob is yelling to execute his vice president, and he keeps sending out messages, egging them on, demeaning his own vice president, and then telling his aides that his vice president deserves it, and you still support that president, then I'm sorry, you are a sick human being. And that means there are a lot of sick human beings out there, because that's what Trump did. Mike Pence was in danger. The mob was within less than 24 strides of overtaking Pence and his family, less than a minute away, and they were yelling to execute the man, and Trump was still egging them on. That's what Liz Cheney was standing against. She is the daughter of a vice president. She understands this stuff. And for anybody to support a president who does that, there's something wrong with you.
It's another edition of Hilyer and Henican. Right-leaning Quin Hilyer, left-leaning Ellis Henican with us on the program. Ellis, was it a raid or a search, Mar-a-Lago? And was it the facts led them to it, or was it politically motivated?
Well, first of all, it was not a raid. It was a search. I mean, they had a search warrant. It was signed by a judge. It was done in a fashion that is done thousands and thousands and thousands of times by law enforcement every day on a state and local level across America. There are so many facts of it that we still don't know. Honestly, I'm very eager to see that search warrant. Nobody has released it yet. The Justice Department typically does not, this early in an investigation, put out that paperwork. And the defense, that the Trump side has chosen not to release it. So we do not know some of the details of it. But I would say this much. I would say that there is nothing out of the ordinary in the criminal justice system about what occurred at Mar-a-Lago. Now, of course, it's history breaking for it to involve a former president of the United States, which is why we're all paying attention.
Hey, Quinn, a raid or a search, and fact-based or driven by politics?
Well, it's a search warrant, not a raid. They did not go in with guns blazing. Yeah, there was one guy with a gun at the edge of Mar-a-Lago, but that's because he was there to protect anything that happened. They didn't. They did a very quiet, orderly search warrant. Whether it was politically motivated or not, we don't know. Look, I just last week wrote another column blasting FBI Director Chris Wray, who has failed to clean up a thoroughly politicized Federal Bureau of Investigation. I've been on this for months and months and months. But that said, there's also plenty of reason to believe that there are all sorts of legitimate things they could be looking for at Mar-a-Lago. Everybody needs to calm down on this, do exactly what Ellis just said, wait to see what the actual search warrant said before jumping to conclusions. It might have been very legitimate. I totally understand conservatives who distrust the FBI and distrust the Justice Department, et cetera, but that doesn't mean you jump to the conclusion that this is some banana republic operating here. Wait hold your fire and find out what the facts are, please, everybody.
Ellis, I thought it was strange the Trump saying they, broke into my safe. I mean, unless I just don't know about the wealthy guy or criminal 2022 era safe where you can hit a button maybe and it destroys everything inside before the door opens. It seems like someone would have opened that safe.
Yeah, but you know what bugs me about this, and I bet you Quinn has noticed this as well. Let's wait before we attack people. Okay, let's wait for actual evidence. Like for instance, there is this thing going around in the talkosphere right now. Maybe they planted something during the raid. Now, I mean, has that ever happened in the history of policing? Yes, it would be a terrible thing if anyone did that. But at this point, there's zero evidence of that. And so why don't we restrain ourselves to the point of actually responding to things that we have some evidence of happening? And by the way, it's not a legitimate argument to ask things as a question. Do you think maybe they planted something?
Right.
Could this person be a child molester? I mean, you can say anything about anybody with a question mark on it.
Oh, are you kidding?
It sheds no light.
No, exactly.
It's the last legitimate argument you can ever make.
No, and that stuff's all over social media right now. We're coming right back. More with Quinn and Ellis. Don't move.
Kanye West was seen shopping at Super Discount Store in Chalmette.
I am Shakespeare in the flesh. Walt Disney, Nike, Google.
Okay, I think Kanye was talking about something else entirely. Super Discount Store on Paris Road in Chalmette.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore led us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Enjoy outdoor dining on the streetcar line, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, the finest in Middle Eastern cuisine, Carrollton at Jeanette, Lebanon's Cafe.
For home surveillance, it's Tommy's Lock and Alarms. With smart home technology, control lights, locks, cameras, thermostat, and your alarm, all from your phone or laptop. Smart, safe, secure. Tommy's Lock and Alarms. Google them.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Come to Fausto's Italian Bistro. Age-old Italian recipes like the calamari fritti or spaghetti and meatballs. Lunch Monday to Friday, dinner Monday to Saturday. 530 Vets, a block before Dorignax. Fausto's Italian Bistro.
The Port of New Orleans Napoleon Terminal is nearly doubling in size, with 4 new gantry cranes being installed and over $100 million being invested. That means lots of new jobs, port traffic, and tax dollars for the city. The Port of New Orleans, your port.
It's another edition of Hilyer and Henican. Right-leaning Quin Hilyer, left-leaning Ellis Henican. Hey, I don't know about you guys. I don't want to be in front of a Hellfire R9X. Holy smokes, Quinn. It has the Black Cat or the bottle rocket we launched as a kid has more explosive power than this Hellfire R9X. But also it turns into a lawnmower essentially right before impact. Unbelievable. 6 blades come out about 18 inches each. So with the missile itself, probably like a 4-foot spread. And it's spinning and just chopping, and then just, I guess, kinetic energy as well. Took out the number 2 guy or number 1 guy in Al-Qaeda. Pretty amazing, this Hellfire R9X missile, Quinn.
Amazing stuff, and really good news that we got Al-Zawahiri, however you say his name. That it is also a sign, though, that you got to look at the bad with the good. That Al-Qaeda has reestablished fairly open, what do you call it?
Existence in Afghanistan.
I was looking for a better word than existence, but existence will do. Yeah, I mean, look, when we bugged out of Afghanistan,
presence.
The intelligence community right then said that within 18 months, Al-Qaeda would probably be using it as a safe haven again. That's the word I was looking for, was safe haven. And sure enough, they have. But that said, we got the guy, we tracked him. The president ordered the strike. It worked. And so this is all very good news.
I mean, the kids, the wife are on the other side of the building, Ellis. I mean, they're repairing the building in the window and the building's not getting torn down, yet the target totally annihilated.
Amazing miracle, almost looking at it as a layperson. But you know what? I also like the model. While it is certainly true, guys, there are people around the world who wish us harm, including Al-Qaeda. They're not the only ones, but there are violent, terroristic zealots of various persuasions scattered around the planet. But you know what? We don't want to be in all those countries. We do not want to send troops to every single place where there are bad people who wish us harm. You can't say we didn't give Afghanistan a good long run. I mean, we had troops there, large numbers of troops there for nearly 20 years. There is some point at which we have to pack up and leave. And so to me, the better model going forward is the one that was illustrated by this brilliant attack, which is not thousands of boots on the ground, but a smart, well-targeted intelligence operation backed up by some very impressive technology. And you know what? It's not going to be perfect. Bad things are still going to happen. But I don't think most Americans want to send tens and hundreds of thousands of our troops to every bad place in the world.
Oh, no, there's no doubt about that. But also it's sort of a catch-22 in some instances. If we don't, then it's maybe China or Russia doing it, and then they reap the rewards of that new post-war place. Hey, Ellis, Pelosi in Taiwan. I like the move, but what a precarious situation. I mean, I don't know. It's strange to say the least. We say they're part of China, yet we say they're autonomous. We say they're part of China, yet we have, defense contracts with them. We say they're part of China, yet if China were to invade, we say we would defend Taiwan.
It's a complicated and a gray area, and I don't think any person who really knows the region wants to have an adamant position about it. That said, American Congress people have a right to travel anywhere they want to go, and I don't think that the government in Beijing is our travel agent and ought to tell our politicians of any party where it is they travel. So I had no problem when Newt Gingrich went there. I had no problem when Nancy Pelosi went to Taiwan, and I think we're likely to, continue in this kind of murky, self-contradictory, gray approach to Taiwan that you just mapped out.
Quinn, it is a strange, precarious situation, as I said. I like that Pelosi went to Taiwan, though. I like that.
I do, too. And you know what? If a visit from an octogenarian woman, just doing a visit and a mild diplomatic call is enough to freak out the Chinese this much. It makes the Chinese look pretty darn pathetic. It makes them look weak. It makes them look like they're not really as confident of themselves and of their place in the world as they like to pretend that they are. Yes, it's a precarious thing, but you know what? This is one of the few times in the last 30 years that I've liked anything Nancy Pelosi did, but she was right to do this, just like she was right in 1991 to go to Tiananmen Square 2 years after Tiananmen Square and make a point of honoring the people that died there. So more power to her. I tip my hat to her.
And you see what China's doing with Hong Kong, reneging on what they were supposed to do when they took control, and rather quickly. Why would anyone think Taiwan wouldn't be next?
Corey, listen, in the long run, we're better off having economic reasons that countries want to get along with each other, right? We don't want to fight wars in all these places.
Nope.
We have to set up an equation where China needs us, we need China, neither side wants to do anything to rattle what is in the end a productive, open trade relationship. And that's just a better solution for peace in the future than it is to have all this hostile saber rattling.
It's another edition of Hilyer and Henican. Right-leaning Quin Hilyer's with us. Left-leaning Ellis Henican. Corey Johnson with you on a wide open Wednesday. Lebanon's Cafe's open till 9:30 tonight. Is there another restaurant in New Orleans that has shish kebab? How about some lamb chops? And all your favorite Middle Eastern sides, Lebanon's Cafe by the Streetcar Barn in the Carrollton section of Uptown New Orleans. Tonight for dinner, Lebanon's Cafe. Hey, Ellis, the Supreme Court, 1, 2, 3, 4, the biggest issues to conservatives and a lot of liberals. Kaboom goes the dynamite. Guns, abortion, prayer, environment, all at the tail end of that last Supreme Court session. Why guns a national issue and abortion's a state issue? Why is that, Ellis?
That is about to end right now. The problem is that we have a court that has signed on to this absurd, radical, unknown theory that we cannot advance ourselves any beyond any thought that occurred 200 years ago. That as we deal with the most complex moral and political legal issues of today, the only thing we can do is try and figure out what some guy who was born in the 1700s might think about it. It is a legal straitjacket. This originalism theory that is now embraced by a solid majority of the court. It leaves us unable to deal with the modern issues that we face as a people. No court in history has ever embraced it until the past few years. The actual writers of the Constitution didn't believe in originalism. They assumed that the laws will grow over the years. And there is this cult that has gathered around us that is now in control of the important court. It's illegitimized the court. It's made people not believe in them. They just look like another political institution, like another committee in Congress imposing their political views on it. And boy, I can't wait for the day for that to change.
Quinn?
Oh boy, what absolute nonsense! That's what law is. Law means that if a law is written down, the law must be followed until the law is changed. And what the founders did is they set up a system whereby basic fundamental law doesn't change unless and until it is amended. But meanwhile, very few things count as basic fundamental law other than the system of writing laws, of writing ordinary laws, which is what happens with legislators all over the country every single day. And so we have a system where on the non-basic, non-fundamental things, we can change laws all the darn time. And if we have a change of mind on fundamentals, there's something called the amendment process of the Constitution. And if you want to have the fundamental law change, you go through the process of amending the Constitution. Otherwise, the law says what it means, and it means what it says, and that's all that the Supreme Court is doing, is applying the law as written. And that's not only is that not a problem, it is exactly perfectly what was intended and how it should be.
Ellis, I got about 15 seconds, and I got a break, and I'll let you pick it up on the other side. About 15 seconds.
We have a big problem today with high-powered military-style weapons in the hands of civilians. We try to solve it. How are we going to deal with that? Are we going to allow it? Are we not going to allow it? We are being asked by this court to use the thought of people who knew muskets, completely unable to answer that question for us. And we're stuck. We need to get progressive and get into the modern era.
It's another edition of Hilyer and Henican. More right after this. Corey Johnson with you on a wide open Wednesday. I wouldn't go anywhere if I were you. Don't move.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Rouse's Markets means convenience. Every one of our 65 locations opens at 7 a.m., some at 6:30, and they're open until 10 p.m., with some staying open till 11 or even midnight. Convenience. Rouse's Markets. Tastes like home.
Which Metro New Orleans area restaurant made CNN's top 50 in America and ThrillList.com's top 25 and has served presidents at the White House for over 40 years? Trey Yen in Mandeville.
For over 30 years, one of the premier security companies in New Orleans and South Louisiana has been Tommy's Lock and Alarms. And right now, Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring. Come and work for one of the best security companies in the region with great pay, great benefits, and a take-home vehicle. Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring, and they're looking for you. To apply for one of these coveted positions, go online to Tommy'sLockandAlarms.com. Tommy's Lock and Alarms.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Come to Fausto's Italian Bistro. Age-old Italian recipes like the calamari fritti or spaghetti and meatballs. Lunch Monday to Friday, dinner Monday to Saturday. 530 Vets, a block before Dorignax. Fausto's Italian Bistro.
Ford F-150, number one seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became number one for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Recently, Kim Kardashian was seen at Super Discount Store in Chalmette.
Let's party.
Can you think of any other celebrities that won't sue us? Super Discount Store in Chalmette. The lowest prices allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and cold beer. 3235 Paris Road.
If you love Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City, you're going to love Bienvenue in Harahan. The same folks bringing a little of that New Orleans flavor to Hickory Avenue. If you love Katie's, come to Bienvenue on Hickory Avenue in Harahan.
The city's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa with 4 area locations: New Orleans, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and Metairie. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. NOLA.woodhousespas.com.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Have a painting project but can't decide on the perfect color? At Helm Paint and Decorating, we offer half-pint paint samples in any Benjamin Moore color for under $5, so you can test potential paint colors before investing in a full gallon.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson back at you. Another edition of Hilyer and Henican. Right-leaning Quin Hilyer, left-leaning Ellis Henican. Ellis, liberals getting pounded by the Supreme Court, 6 weeks ago or so, and all within a few weeks. The New York gun ruling that affects a bunch of states, solidifying, strengthening the Second Amendment. Roe versus Wade overturned. Prayer where the coach at a public school can pray at the center of the field. Christian type ceremony, and even the environment, limiting the EPA and curbing power plant emissions. Talk about those. And that last one, isn't the EPA like the defense secretary? Aren't they just following what Congress rules?
It shows you, Corey, how phony this highfalutin theory of originalism is, right? They talk to you about it as if it's some deeply held principle that has lasted through the centuries, almost a religion in the tones that they present it in. And then when they apply it into practice, case by case, they veer to the left, they veer to the right, local control here, national control there. So if states' rights are all so important as is insisted upon in this overturning of Roe v. Wade, why is it that the citizens of New York cannot vote to keep assault weapons out of the hands of their citizens in the middle of a packed Manhattan street? Why don't we have a right to say, listen, we don't want you bringing an AK-47 into Times Square? That seems to me like if you believe in the idea that local people should control these decisions, let's at least be consistent about it. This phony idea of originalism is indeed just an excuse to impose a bunch of hyper-conservative, unpopular, oppressive notions on people and try and make the decisions on the problems of today based on some thinking from 200 years ago. You wouldn't run your family based on the attitudes of 200 years ago. You wouldn't run your business based on the ideas of 200 years ago. Why on earth should we run our country that way?
Is your absurd filibuster over, Ellis? We have a system that allows the laws to be changed. If you want to change the law, win elections and change the law. Until you change the law by representative means, then you must abide by the law. We have a legitimate system that allows the law to be changed by legitimate representative means. And the reason some things are local and some things are national isn't because some justices decided they want things to be local and they want other things to be national. It's because of what's actually written in the law that exists today. If you think that that conservative justices are just putting in their policy preferences, then why did conservative Justice Antonin Scalia so regularly rule in favor of criminal defendants when he is a law and order judge? Because the answer is because he was applying the original law, the Constitution, as written. It has nothing to do with a policy preference. It has to do with what is written into law, and what is written into law is there because our democratic representative process put it there. You have a problem with the representative process. You want 9 unelected judges to just make things up. You can go live in another country.
So it's only a coincidence that decision after decision after decision after this new majority has been established only goes in one direction every single time. Like you mentioned local control. The citizens of New York for the past, Quinn, as you may know, for the past 50 years have decided they don't want people carrying high-powered weapons around their city. It's been voted on continually tight, and yet this court has decided no. In this case, local control doesn't matter. We know better here in Washington.
No, they're not saying they know better. They're saying that the people of the United States that established the Constitution know better. They are applying the law as written. They're not saying we always like localism. They're not saying we always like nationalism. They're saying we don't get to decide whether we, the court, like nationalism or localism. We only have to decide what the law currently says. And what the law currently says is there is a national Second Amendment that protects the right to bear arms. And until and unless you change that by amending the Constitution, their job is not to act as super legislators. Their job is to apply the law that is written down. You don't like it, change the Constitution.
Quinn, how's it different from like an alcohol law, like where some states it's 24 hours and some don't serve on Sunday?
Because there's nothing in the Constitution that mentions alcohol. It's simple. There is something in the Constitution that mentions the right to bear arms. If it's in the Constitution, it's in the Constitution. If it's not in the Constitution, then don't put it there by unelected judges.
Isn't one of the amendments
by amending the Constitution?
Isn't one of the amendments prohibition, and then one of the amendments is getting rid of prohibition?
Bingo. That's exactly it. That proves my point exactly. When they wanted to put a restriction on alcohol in the Constitution, they went through the democratic process. They amended the Constitution. Then they realized that amendment was stupid, and so they went through the same process and they got rid of that amendment. It shows that the amendment process works, and if you don't like what's in the Constitution, then you use democratic means to amend the Constitution.
About 15 seconds, Ellis.
Well, that's ridiculous. Quinn, the amendment process doesn't work at all. It allows a tiny, tiny, tiny sliver of America to stop progress. Right? And so the bar is so high, we can't possibly change the Constitution for anything. And it allows a bunch of yahoos in big square states out in America, the most ignorant people we have, to stop the progress of our nation. It's wrong, and we got to stop it.
Hey, Quinn, 10 seconds, Quinn.
Constitution to change the amendment process.
QuinHilyer.com, 1 N in Quin, Hilyer, Hillyer, Henican.com, Henican, Henican.com. Fellas, always a pleasure.
Great being with you guys.
See ya.
Ellis, Quinn, thank you guys so much. That's Blue Boy barking, saying stick around. 5 o'clock powwow on X 93.9 FM, 107.9 FM, New Orleans.
Grocery Store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans' grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. To be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Super discount store in Chalmette.
3235 Paris Road.
The lowest price allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and beer.
Worth the drive from anywhere.
If you're throwing a party and need wine, alcohol, and cold beer, super discount store in Chalmette.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, the premier day spa experience, is now more convenient than ever. Now open, the Woodhouse Day Spa, Metairie location, West Esplanade at Transcontinental. Metairie and Kenner's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. And we'll save your colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, let us steer you right. Helm Paint and Supply.
When you think of Fury's Restaurant in Metairie, you think about their daily lunch specials like red beans and rice, black-eyed peas, white butter beans, liver and onions. Daily lunch specials. Fury's Restaurant in Metairie.
For home surveillance, it's Tommy's Lock and Alarm. With smart home technology, control lights, locks, cameras, thermostat, and your alarm, all from your phone or laptop. Smart, safe, secure. Tommy's Lock and Alarms. Google them.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
The Port of New Orleans Napoleon Terminal is nearly doubling in size, with 4 new gantry cranes being installed and over $100 million being invested. That means lots of new jobs, port traffic, and tax dollars for the city. The Port of New Orleans, your port.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Where can you find shish kebab in New Orleans? Lamb, beef, chicken, shrimp, plus all your other Mediterranean favorites. Lebanon's Cafe on the streetcar line. Lunch, dinner, and shish kebab. Lebanon's Cafe.
It seems today that all you see is violence in movies and sex on TV.
Dangerous on the weekends when I plop down in front of the television set and I hear this a couple of times. The alarm goes off in the old head. Corey, you've watched at least one, going on at least a second episode. That's 30 plus minutes. Get up, get moving, get away, turn off the TV. Family Guy is absurdly ridiculous, and you will laugh each and every episode. There's something, a line or two that's hysterically funny. Only a cartoon can get away with it. Yeah, you right. 5 o'clock power hour on a wide open Wednesday. As the old disc jockeys say, it's hump day. Meaning, you know, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday's the peak, and then you're heading towards the weekend. Wouldn't the weekend be the mountaintop? So like Friday's hump day, you're on the top of the hump. Sunday, like you're heading towards the valley. Monday's the pit. Wednesday would be like you're halfway up the mountain, not hump day. Stupid. Hump day. Boy, and then that catches on. UFM disc jockeys, you guys are crazy with your morning zoo shows. You're a bunch of animals. It's crazy. Oh, boy. Wide open Wednesday edition of the program. You're the show producer. 766-9480. 504-766-9480. Stressful times the last few years with the corona and all that. Economy, all kind of crazy stuff. Time for a little massage, a little taking care of yourself. Self-care. The Woodhouse Day Spa. There are 4 area locations. Mid-City, New Orleans, Canal Street at Carrollton, the heart of Mid-City, convenient for a few 100,000 folks. French Quarter, Warehouse District, Mid-City, Lakeview, Lakefront, Old Metairie, New Metairie. I can go on and on. Uptown. Convenient for a lot of folks. The flagship, Mid-City, Woodhouse Day Spa, Canal Street at Carrollton. They're in Metairie, right near North Kenner. Transcontinental at West Esplanade. They're on the North Shore in Slidell, I-10 at Gauze. They're in Baton Rouge by the Mall of Louisiana. 4 area locations, a 5th one coming online soon. In the next few months, the Woodhouse Day Spa Mandeville location, another North Shore location of the city's premier day spa experience. Woodhouse Day Spa Mandeville coming online over the next few months. 4 area locations right now to take care of you. Find out more online, nola.woodhousespas.com. I can tell you this, guys, agree with me or disagree with me. I'm right about this. An unexpected gift for her, a gift out of the blue for no reason, is a grand slam home run. The gift she wants, a day of relaxation at the city's premier day spa. She wants to go to the Woodhouse Day Spa. I'll get you jump started. I've got some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates. 50 big bucks. Just got to answer a little trivia. The tunnel question's still out there. 3 vehicular tunnels in Louisiana. 3 total. The Harvey Tunnel, the Belle Chase Tunnel. We know those Best Bank tunnels in Metro New Orleans. There's another tunnel in Louisiana, just one other tunnel, and it's not in Metro New Orleans. Where's that 3rd and final tunnel in Louisiana? Give me the answer. 50 big bucks coming your way to the Woodhouse Day Spa. Which southern state has the most Indian tribes? 18 total. 18 Indian tribes. Which southern state has the most Indian tribes? Give me the answer to that. I've got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you. The way you participate in the program, Rouse's Markets phone lines, radio, TV, YouTube, however you're checking out the program, 504-766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. 3 tunnels. Name that final tunnel outside of the Harvey and Bell Chase Tunnel, last tunnel in Louisiana. Which southern state has the most Indian tribes? Where was the clock in Mid-City that said time to plant? Time to plant. There was a clock in Mid-City, and it said time to plant around the clock. Give me the answer to that. I got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. 766-9480. Hey, there are 5 ports in Louisiana. Name 4 of the 5 major ports in Louisiana. I'll give you a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. Speaking of the ports, Brandy Christian is going to join us, the president and CEO, Port of New Orleans. That's next week on the program. If you missed the 4 o'clock hour today, you missed a lot. A full hour with Ellis Henican and Quin Hilyer. Right-leaning Quin, left-leaning Ellis Henican. Another edition of Hilyer and Henican. That was last hour. Tomorrow, Sewage and Water Board Director Ghassan Korban joins us on the program. That's on tomorrow's show. You can always check us out every day. Oh, so fine, 93.9 FM. Oh, so fine, 93.9 FM. Learn it, love it, live it. Make it one of your presets. Lock and load that bad boy. You can also check out the program till 5:30 on television. Cox Channel 4 TV, Spectrum Channel 333 television. Live streaming CoreyTalks.com. And yeah, YouTube. Check us out on YouTube. Yeah, you're right. Let's head to Cajun country. Lafayette, Rouse's Markets phone lines, 504-766-9480. Chris joins us down on Bayou Teche. What's happening, Chris?
Nothing much. How you doing today?
Doing well, man. What's going on in Cajun country? What's happening? I got lots of relatives down there. New Iberia, Lafayette, Abbeville.
Yeah, what's going on out here is we're finally starting to get rain on a regular basis again today. So I'm sure the farmers and everybody who's in need of rain, we are getting our fair share. And this has been going on for at least about almost 2.5 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, the
so
rice.
Doing good in that department.
There, the rice needs the water, the crawfish, the sugar cane, the soybeans. No doubt, Chris. Yep. What else is on your mind in Lafayette?
Well, I mean, I haven't tuned into the show in a long time, so I was glad I had some time, and there you are.
Yeah, you're
and
right.
I said, wow, let me listen to the show so I can get caught up. It's football season coming up, and you normally keep us informed with not just sports, but a lot of other things and all the restaurants in the New Orleans area, so when we go, we know where to go, because you just about told us, and all you do is write it down on a paper and go seek those places out.
Yeah, you're right.
You tried them out already, and I'm sure they're all wet. They're all some good place to eat.
If I mention them, they're pretty good. Chris, I need some Ouida's crawfish pies. I wonder if they're still doing that down on MLK Boulevard in Abbeville. Ouida's, OUIDA''S. Some of the best crawfish pies I've ever eaten. Incredible.
I'm sure they probably still do, because Abbeville area is known for doing a lot of different things with seafood, and they have some very good seafood restaurants. It would not surprise me that those things are there. I would suggest just call any of the local Abbeville seafood restaurants, and I'm sure the folks that work on them there know where to find it.
Yep. I called a convenience store one time, like across the street down the block, and they're like, yeah, she comes in here. I'll tell them to call you. And about 2 weeks later, she called me. It was amazing. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. The folks in this area, they want it. They do their best to get their products out. If you're interested in it, they're going to get your number and they'll call you, because it's a tradition. They want everybody to sample the cuisine, the food from this area, of course, New Orleans, Louisiana, known for some of the best southern hospitality, food
No,
in the country.
you're right. Food, friendly people, Southern hospitality at its best. Hey, Chris, you got an answer for a trivia question?
I think I do.
All right, which question?
The one about the Indian tribes.
Yeah, which Southern state has the most Indian tribes with 18?
Wow. Well, I'm going to go back to a little bit of my history growing up in school and studying. And when I think about it, and if I was a gambling person, and I'm not, I'm going to say, I'm going to take a shot and go Louisiana.
Like you're thinking, Chris, you are correct.
Yeah, you right.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for her, Johnny?
I like keeping the trivia locally. Sometimes it's not local, but most of the time it is. A lot of the time it is. Hey, Chris and Lafayette, hold on. Thanks for checking us out on Cox Channel 4 television. Jason's going to get some info from you, Chris, in Lafayette, Cajun country, and tighten you up with a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. That Baton Rouge Woodhouse, about 50 miles door to door from you. Hey, James in Baton Rouge, home of that Woodhouse Day Spa by the Mall of Louisiana. I'm coming to you next in Tiger Town.
The city's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa with 4 area locations: New Orleans, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and Metairie. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. NOLA.woodhousespas.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Come to Fausto's Italian Bistro. Age-old Italian recipes like the calamari fritti or spaghetti and meatballs. Lunch Monday to Friday, dinner Monday to Saturday. 530 Vets, a block before Dorignax. Fausto's Italian Bistro.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, fuller part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
The Port of New Orleans Napoleon Terminal is nearly doubling in size, with 4 new gantry cranes being installed and over $100 million being invested. That means lots of new jobs, port traffic, and tax dollars for the city. The Port of New Orleans, your port.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Super discount store in Chalmette.
3235 Paris Road.
The lowest price allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and beer.
Worth the drive from anywhere.
If you're throwing a party and need wine, alcohol, and cold beer, super discount store in Chalmette.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
For over 30 years, one of the premier security companies in New Orleans and South Louisiana has been Tommy's Lock and Alarms. And right now, Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring. Come and work for one of the best security companies in the region, with great pay, great benefits, and a take-home vehicle. Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring, and they're looking for you. To apply for one of these coveted positions, go online to tommyslockandalarms.com. Tommy's Lock and Alarms.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson with you on the radio, on TV, YouTube. We're all over New Orleans. We're all over Louisiana on radio and on television. YouTube everywhere. Click to subscribe. Spread the word about the program. We're with you every weekday afternoon starting at 4 p.m. Let's head to Baton Rouge, the capital city. Hey, James, has Fleur de Lis Pizza reopened yet or no?
I'm not really sure, Corey. I don't get that way very often.
Over there by Government and Jefferson Highway?
Exactly, right at the corner.
Which part of Baton Rouge do you live in?
Actually, I live over further towards Hammond, kind of out in the country. I just say Baton Rouge because everyone knows where that's at.
Yeah, you like Prairieville, out that direction?
Nah, more towards like Walker, Denham Springs area.
Denham, down I-12. There you go. You said towards Hammond. You're right. Yeah, Prairieville would be towards Gonzales and New Orleans.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. What's on your mind, James?
Well, I think I know where that third tunnel is. I'm pretty sure. I do believe, of all places, I think it's in Houma, Louisiana.
Houma? Third tunnel? Houma? You're not Shreveport?
No, Houma.
Houma is correct.
Yeah, you right.
Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for her, Johnny?
Excellent work, James. Yeah, major tunnel in Houma and the two in New Orleans, Metro New Orleans on the West Bank. And that's it. 3 tunnels in Louisiana. Somebody snuck in the old tunnel that was supposed to be the Riverfront Expressway, part of the Riverfront Expressway that never happened in New Orleans. You go from the Harrah's parking garage to the casino under Poydras Street in that tunnel. But, vehicular traffic tunnel, James, you're right. The Houma Tunnel along with Harvey and Belle Chase.
Yeah, Corey, I used to date a real crazy Cajun lady down there in Houma. That's why I know about that tunnel.
Boy, some beautiful women in Houma and Thibodaux, Cajun country, huh?
Yes, sir.
Seriously.
Sure enough.
I mean, Lafayette, it's insane. South Louisiana. Right. I mean, I used to go cover the Saints in La Crosse, Wisconsin. There are no good-looking women in La Crosse, Wisconsin. I don't mean to be a jerk. My sister lives in Charlottesville, Virginia. I mean, there's the University of Virginia. Charlottesville itself, in Virginia, in the South, not really a lot of good-looking women. Now, a lot of places do have good-looking women, like Atlanta, Houston, Dallas, most major cities. But most places in America, not like New Orleans, not like South Louisiana, man. South Louisiana has some beautiful women, James. It's incredible.
I'm right there with you, brother.
Yep, no doubt about it. We got to be top 10 in the country. Hey, real quick, James, maybe you know something about this. Maybe you don't. It's your neck of the woods a little bit. I was mentioning, this Buc-ee's, this, Circle K, 7-Eleven. I guess a better way to say it would be like the, Speedway gas station. It's like one of those turned into like a Walmart or a Home Depot. These Buc-ee's are these huge 100 pump gas station mega convenience stores that started in Texas. They're now all over the South. They're building one outside of Pass Christian, Mississippi, the Menge exit off I-10. About 5 years ago, the first one outside of Texas was supposed to be right near that Bass Pro Shop up down the street, down I-12 from you. It was announced. You can Google it and read the newspaper articles. First Buc-ee's, how big it was, how many people it's going to employ, what it cost, all that, going right near the Bass Pro Shop. And then about 6 months later, they announced the opposite, that it's not happening. The excuse was they wanted to put more in Louisiana, couldn't secure the land. I think it was some political shenanigans going on. Do you know anything about that, since it's sort of in your neck of the woods? But again, it's like 5 years old, too.
Yeah, what I can speak to that, Corey, is that I know exactly where you're talking about. I go to that Bass Pro all the time. I can't imagine them trying to put like a mega gas pumping facility there, because man, that area right there is just so overcrowded. I mean, there is not a square foot to spare anywhere around that.
That's probably why, that's probably why they want that demographic. I know that the Bass Pro Shop people looked at the site and were saying no to it because the demographics didn't show enough people. And then literally the story I hear, when they're pulling out of there at the traffic light, so many trucks drove by, F-150s, Silverados, Dodge trucks, Nissan, Toyota trucks, just truck after truck after truck, that they're like, there's a Ford dealership right in that area. It's just right there. Oh no, I remember when I was at LSU, we'd go, up by Denham Springs and Walker, and the Ford dealership like Denham Springs, there wasn't like a Taurus or a Mustang. It was all trucks. There was not a car you could buy. There wasn't a LTD or Crown Vic. It was maybe like an example of one, but it was all trucks. No, and that guy knew this was an outdoors paradise, and that's how that Bass Pro Shop got going. I think some politics kicked in where, like the Disney company wanting to come here. Walt Disney said when he went to Florida, they kept asking, what do I need? What do I want? And when I'd go to Louisiana, they kept saying, what are you going to give me? So I think it was some of that, James, where Buc-ee's was starting to get hassled. And they said, you know what? There's southern states that want us. We'll go to those states and blow off Louisiana. There's got to be more to this story than Buc-ee's couldn't secure other properties, and that's why they abandoned Louisiana.
Odds are, Corey, but imagine politics entering into the situation in this state, right? But again, I just can't imagine where they would try to put that, because that area is so congested already. And right behind the Bass Pro Shop, there's a Sam's Club.
Wow.
And so I just can't, thinking of that area, I can't imagine where they would.
Which exit is that now, James? I know it's not O'Neill or, what exit is all that?
Well, I can't give you the number, Corey, but it's the Denham Springs exit.
It's called the Denham Springs exit. Okay, yeah, that's
right.
Yep, and all that. It's gigantic. I mean, that's when I was at LSU, James. That late '80s, early '90s. That was the country. That was not Baton Rouge, and now it's just suburban Baton Rouge, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like, so a good analogy would be like Metairie to New Orleans.
Yeah, or Kenner maybe. Yep, no doubt.
Yeah.
Hey, James, hang on, all right?
All right, buddy.
Don't go anywhere. That's James in Baton Rouge. He just picked up a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. Good job, James. Jason's going to get some info from you and tighten you up with a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. Excellent work. Corey Johnson with you. A wide open Wednesday edition of the program. We're heading to Harahan. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Kathleen joins us in Harahan.
Hello.
Hello. What's up, Kathleen?
Oh, not too much. I love your show.
Thanks. Thanks so much for checking it out.
Yeah, I had the answer because I used to live in Mid-City to Time to Plant. That was the old Rooters.
Jeez, Pete. How do you remember that as such a young girl?
Well, I'm old.
You're not old. Yeah, what is it? It was Rooters Seed?
I think it was Seed or Nursery.
Yeah, or
was,
Nursery.
Right there where, not far from, across from Rouse's.
The Bienville, the Mid-City Center on Bienville and Carrollton, right?
Yes, right. I remember going in there as a little girl.
Yeah, right across from the train tracks from Rouse's, from the Lafitte Greenway. You got the Mid-City Center, the old Rooters Seed or Rooters Nursery. Now, I remember, too, when you entered the door, wasn't there a spiral staircase going up the right to the top?
I had forgotten about that. Yeah, big spiral staircase, you're right. And it was very cavernous. It was huge, very high ceilings.
Yep.
It had a funny smell, too. I guess it was all that fertilizer.
Yeah, it did have a funny smell. I remember that. It's funny you say that. I can still smell it. And then, up on the top, it had a clock, and it said, time to plant.
Time to plant. Nice. Right. I had forgotten that until you brought it up.
Nice
I'm a real
job.
mid-city girl. I just recently moved to Harahan.
Wow. All right. So you got Katie's in Mid-City, Kathleen, and you got Bienvenue in Harahan. A little taste of Katie's.
I've been to both many times and enjoy them.
Nice.
I like to eat out. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, me too. I do a lot of eating out. Hey, Kathleen, I guess the nearest Woodhouse, you can probably just beeline down Clearview, get over to Transcontinental, and you got that Woodhouse Day Spa right there, Transcontinental and West Esplanade.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. I'm excited.
Hang on, all right?
Okay.
That's Kathleen.
You're right. Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for her, Johnny?
Got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for Kathleen in Harahan, too. Thanks for checking out the program, Kathleen. Thanks for doing it, James in Baton Rouge. Love tightening you folks up with $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates. I think it's just a great gift. It's like 10% off. It's not $10 or $20. It's 50 big bucks. I mean, you can do something with that. 4 area Woodhouse locations. Mandeville coming online soon. Find out more about the Woodhouse. NOLA.WoodhouseSpas.com. Corey Johnson with you. Yeah, Reuter's Nursery, I guess. I don't know why I'm thinking Reuter's Seed. Reuter's Nursery, Mid-City Center today. Bienville and Carrollton. Yeah, the clock said time to plant. It's time to plant. Get in here and get your plants. Yeah, that's when I was a tot, when I was a kid. Good job, Kathleen. Corey Johnson with you. Wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Hey, television audience, we'll see you mañana, 4 to 5:30 on TV. Cox Channel 4 television all over Louisiana from 4 to 5:30. Spectrum Channel 333 television all over Louisiana, 90 minutes of fun weekdays, 4 to 5:30. We got you covered from 4 to 6. Oh So Fine, 93.9 FM. Oh So Fine, 93.9 FM. And don't forget, we're on YouTube now. Check out the program. Click to subscribe. Tell your friends about it. Our YouTube channel up and running. You can check out the program after the fact. Yesterday's show, last week, last month's show, last hour. Another edition of Hilyer and Henican. That was a good one. Right-leaning Quin Hilyer, left-leaning Ellis Henican. Yeah, the Supreme Court, the guns, abortion, prayer, environment. These guys diametrically opposed on all of that. They were chatting about it. Hey, speaking of that, tomorrow, Ghassan Korban, director of the Sewage and Water Board, is going to join us on the program. Next week, President and CEO, Port of New Orleans, Brandy Christian's going to join us. Christine on the program. She's going to join us as well. Yeah, you right. 3 a.m. Sunday morning in the French Quarter, an off-duty NOPD officer on a bicycle robbed by several teenagers. Approached by one teenager, I want your bike. The NOPD officer tells him to, shove it. Then a few other teenagers pop out and they just basically attack the cop, steal the bike, steal his wallet, steal his gun. Off-duty NOPD. This 16-year-old was caught just a few hours later. Just brazen criminals, I'm sure, will be out on the street in just a few weeks, maybe harassing that off-duty policeman again. How discouraging it must be, just demoralizing. You're an NOPD officer. You're risking your life for not enough money. You're arresting violent criminals that in a second, because they react, consequences are irrelevant. They react. You're arresting these violent criminals and 24, 36 hours later, they're flipping you off as you drive by in the patrol car and they're walking the street free. It's got to be disheartening. It's got to be discouraging. It's got to just be beyond demoralizing for these cops. I hope that changes. These woke judges, DA Jason Williams, they can all just do the right thing. I'm not saying put everybody in jail for life, but worry about citizens first and criminals second. Hey, Young's Dry Cleaning, walk-up locations, that's sort of old school. But a lot of folks like that personal service. Free pickup and delivery, home or office, East Bank or West Bank, sort of today's preferred method of dry cleaning. And then Young's, this New Orleans institution since 1940. has the future of dry cleaning today. That's Young's Express, their manless locker locations. Dozens and dozens and dozens of Young's Express manless locker locations all over the city, right under your nose, probably like right where you work or live and you didn't even know it. Find out more about the best online, youngsdrycleaning.com, youngsdrycleaning.com. Corey Johnson with you, a wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Thanks so much for joining us. Broadcasting live from the Buddy Diliberto, River Cities Total Maintenance Studios, radio, TV, YouTube, always from the Buddy D, River Cities Total Maintenance Studios. Now, chances are you're getting home and your air conditioner is going to be just like mine, pumping cool, everything's nice. But maybe some of you are like me about 2 months ago. I left in the morning, overnight, the morning, everything was great. I get home about 11 in the morning, my house is 84 degrees. Lucas actually diagnosed it over the phone. I'm not kidding you. A few hours later, my air conditioning was running again. Honest air conditioning experts that come immediately. They're honest, incapable of screwing you around. They're air conditioning experts. They're not guessing what to repair. They're fixing what's broken right away the first time. And they know you're inconvenienced. They come immediately. It's River Cities Total Maintenance, 841-3300. 841-3300, or the best way to get them, a very appropriately named website, NOLAAC.com, River Cities Total Maintenance, NOLAAC.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, the premier day spa experience, is now more convenient than ever. Now open, the Woodhouse Day Spa, Metairie location, West Esplanade at Transcontinental. Metairie and Kenner's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa.
Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com. Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home. Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
When you think of Fury's restaurant in Metairie, you think about the freshest local seafood anywhere. Shrimp, oysters, speckled trout, flounder, snapper, soft shells, crawfish. Fury's restaurant in Metairie.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
At Home Paint and Decorating, our paints are in it for the long haul. In fact, our top Benchmore exterior paints come with a lifetime warranty. Not 25 years, not 50 years, we mean forever. You heard right. At Helm Paint, our top exterior paints have a lifetime warranty against chipping, peeling, and flaking. They also are mildew resistant. Imagine painting your home one time and being done with it. Visit any one of our locations today and make that once-in-a-lifetime purchase. Paint that has a lifetime warranty. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Tommy's Lock and Alarms is now hiring service and installation technicians. Great benefits, great pay, take-home vehicle. Apply today. Tommy'sLockandAlarms.com.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models, and it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anyway. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
If you love Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City, you're going to love Bienvenue in Harahan. The same folks bringing a little of that New Orleans flavor to Hickory Avenue. If you love Katie's, come to Bienvenue on Hickory Avenue in Harahan.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
The Port of New Orleans Napoleon Terminal is nearly doubling in size, with 4 new gantry cranes being installed and over $100 million being invested. That means lots of new jobs, port traffic, and tax dollars for the city. The Port of New Orleans, your port.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Wow, listen to Jun Yamagichi. He can play that guitar. This sounds like Papa Grows funk. Yeah, you right. It's a wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Corey Johnson with you. Rouse's Markets, best quality, best price, best selection. So convenient, so easy. You heard one of those callers, Kathleen. Yeah, right by the Rouse's. Yeah, she's talking about the Rouse's on Carrollton by Bienville in Mid-City. I live basically in Pigeon Town, right by Holly Grove, right by the Sewage and Water Board, the end of Oak Street, right off Claiborne's by Jefferson Highway, by the Lowe's, by the Salvation Army store, by Southport Hall, by River Road, Oak Street, Sewage and Water Board, right there. Carrollton, the Carrollton area, that's my neighborhood. So for me, I can go to the Rouse's on Carrollton at Bienville, 10 minutes from my house, tops. I can go down Claiborne's and hook a right on Napoleon towards the river and hit the big boy on Chapatoulas and Napoleon, about 10 minutes from my house. I can go River Road or Jefferson Highway to Causeway and go to the traffic circle at Airline, plop down on Airline by LaBar, hit that Rouse's, about 10 minutes. That's 3 Rouse's, all within 10 minutes of my house. Now, here's the kicker. They went ahead and opened a multi-million-dollar build from the ground up, brand new, state-of-the-art, kind of micro store. Because when I tell you the location, if you haven't seen it, you're going to itch your head and go, where? On Ferret at Valence, directly in between Jefferson Avenue and Napoleon, anchoring now. That Rouse's anchors that corridor. And that store is funky. It's eclectic. It's architecturally cool. Fits right into the neighborhood. Really neat. A green parking lot with the porous parking spots so the water runs down. No, it was that old Blooming Deals store. That I guess, Uptown Ladies, used clothing store. Blooming Deals. And that was like a cinder block long linear building. When I heard they were going in there, I was like, wow, they gutted that. That'll be a neat little Rouse's. They tore that worthless cinder block building down and spent multiple millions of dollars investing on Ferret when they've got the Rouse's right down the street at Napoleon and Tchoupitoulas. I mean, how far away is that, you think? A mile? 1.2, 1.3 miles? That close, yet they did it. No, that's typical with Rouse's. And that Ferret store totally fits a niche. It's got a great, flow to it. And the Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon is a monster. But they've got everything you need in both of them. Pretty amazing. Best quality, best price, best selection. In your neighborhood or right next door to your neighborhood, lots of Rouse's markets for you. I love my Rouse's markets. I've been picking up this great olive oil. It's a limited edition, extra virgin olive oil from Italy. It's stamped when it was processed. Like the one I got was processed just a couple of months ago. Comes in like a skinny, like wine glass, real skinny wine glass. It's like $10. And I'm telling you, I like Cola Vita. I like a lot of these kind of higher end name brand olive oils, the ones that are readily available. And this Rouse's labeled stuff. But by the way, there's a Rouse's extra virgin. That's damn good. Then there's this like premium label Rouse's extra virgin. And then there's this even higher one that I got in the skinny little wine bottle. And it's fantastic. It's fantastic. I love the Rouse's labeled products because Donnie Rouse and those guys are smart. They're picking a company. They're not going out and making the olive oil themselves. They're getting it from a company that makes some of the highest quality olive oil available. They're having them put a Rouse's label on it in Italy, and then it's coming right to Rouse's. So instead of it coming from, Italy to a wholesaler in the United States who's distributing it to grocery stores and retail outlets, and then it's going to you, you're the fourth step. You're the third step with those Rouse's labels. From the producers to Rouse's to you. Eliminating one of the steps, lowering the price, plus it's Rouse's label. They're buying it at a lesser price than the name brand stuff. The name brand, a lot of the time you're buying the label, and I got no problem with that. Those labels mean high quality. They live by their label, their reputation. That's why you pay the premium price. I prefer getting the premium price product at a great lower price, and those Rouse's labeled products like their extra virgin olive oil, 3 different levels to choose from, 3 different price points. Amazingly tough to beat. Rouse's Market tastes like home. There's a Rouse's near you. Hey, a wide open Wednesday edition of the program. About 3 a.m. in the morning on Sunday, an off-duty cop is riding his bike through the quarter, all right? Going home, whatever. Some teen goes, I want the bike. The off-duty NOPD officer is like, screw you. The teen and a bunch of his friends jump the cop, mug the cop, take his wallet, the bike, his gun. The 16-year-old teen gets arrested a few hours later. The gun's still missing. Unbelievable, just brazen. Off-duty cop, NOPD, knows how to defend himself, not against 3 or 4 teens attacking you at once, and they don't give a crap. Most people I don't want the button knocked off my shirt, much less any other inconvenience. These guys don't care if they break their arm, lose a tooth, whatever. It's not like they're going to work the next day. Anyway, that was 3 a.m, early Monday morning in the French Quarter. But I used to live in the Quarter for a couple of years. I dated this girl, I guess, for about a year and a half. Lived at her place in the French Quarter. I never forget, Jason. I'd pull out of there 6:37 in the morning, 6 a.m., 6:37. Go to my car before, they start ticketing and get the meters going. And I'd pull up to a corner in one of these bars. It'd be a dude in a suit, freshly showered, just slamming a drink, 6:30 a.m. He's a lawyer. He's going down to the CBD to his office for 8 a.m., 7:30, 8 a.m. to start work. 6:30s and Johnny White's is somewhere. I don't know where. That wouldn't be the Quarter, but somewhere in the Quarter, just slamming drinks. Just crazy. I'm like, wow. And you can tell, showered 30 minutes ago. He's not in from the night before. Perfect suit, shining shoes. Just got the, handkerchief in the coat pocket. I'm at the, rubbing sleep out of my eyes at 6:30 in the morning at the four-way stop, looking in the bar going, wow, this cat's getting his day going. Hey, to each his own. Whatever. Wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Corey Johnson with you. Hey, if you missed the 4 o'clock hour, you can check it out on YouTube, Anchor, iTunes, Spotify. Another edition of Hilyer and Henican. It was a good one. Right-leaning Quin Hilyer, left-leaning Ellis Henican going at it a little bit, especially when we were discussing the Supreme Court and those decisions from a few months ago. Guns, abortion, prayer, environment. Quin and Ellis. Check it out on YouTube. Check it out on Anchor, iTunes, Spotify after the fact. Every day we're with you, 4 to 6 o'clock on the radio, on television. Yeah, on YouTube. Click to subscribe. They're with you 6 days a week, every day but Sunday. That means dinner tonight till 9 p.m. I'm talking about Fury's in Metairie. You know the drill. Start with the gumbo or the turtle soup. You won't be disappointed. Authentic, real New Orleans. That old school gumbo. I mean, it tastes like gumbo that you had when you were a kid. Some old school New Orleans place. And then get some onion rings because that's a lost art. Fresh, made to order onion rings. Crispy, fresh, delicious. And then pick some seafood, ideally. The good thing is, whatever you pick, it's going to be local and fresh. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but it's everything, especially when most places aren't serving local and fresh. Like your favorite neighborhood place. Chances are they're not serving local and fresh. No exceptions at Fury's. Shrimp, oysters, speckled trout, flounder, snapper, soft shells, crawfish. Local, fresh. If they don't, wasn't available. Fried, broiled, grilled, local, fresh seafood, open till 9 p.m. tonight. Fury's Restaurant in Metairie.
Super discount store in Chalmette.
3235 Paris Road.
The lowest price allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and beer.
Worth the drive from anywhere.
If you're throwing a party and